Hello everyone, welcome to my channel hdorionn. We are studying accountancy for class 12th from T.S. Grewal's textbook 2023 edition, Accounting for Partnership Firms, Chapter 3, Change in Profit Sharing Ratio among the Existing Partners. And in this video, we will study accounting treatment of goodwill. So let us see some questions from the textbook. As we already know, whenever there is change in the constitution of a partnership firm, like change in profit sharing ratio among the existing partners, it is time for the firm to calculate goodwill and give treatment of goodwill to the partners. So when there is change in the profit sharing ratio, goodwill is calculated and its accounting treatment is done based on sacrificing and gaining ratio. Fine. So let us see some question number 6. Asha, Nisha and Disha shared profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2:1 respectively. With effect from 1st April 2023, they agreed to share profits equally. So here is a condition where goodwill is to be evaluated and treatment is to be done, because old ratio is 3:2:1 and new ratio is 1:1:1. The goodwill of the firm was valued at rupees 18,000. So the question value of goodwill is already given. We need not to calculate, but pass necessary journal entries to record the above change. So for this reason, because of change in profit sharing ratio, we have to show treatment of goodwill, accounting treatment for goodwill. Let us see the solution. So solution 6. There are three partners, Asha, Nisha and Disha, and their profit sharing ratio is 3:2:1. This is the old ratio, old profit sharing ratio. And now their profit sharing ratio has changed to 1:1:1. So this is our new ratio. Now with this information, we will calculate sacrificing or gaining ratio of the partners. And sacrificing ratio is equal to old ratio minus new ratio, because as we can see here that earlier the first partner Asha was getting half the profit, but now Asha is getting 1/3 because it is 1/3, or each partner is getting 1/3. So definitely some partner will gain and some partner has to sacrifice. So therefore we need to calculate sacrificing and gaining ratio. So for Asha, old ratio is how much? 3/6 minus new ratio is 1/3. And for Nisha, old ratio is 2/6 and new ratio is 1/3. And for Disha, old ratio is, you see, 1/6 minus new ratio is 1/3. Now when you solve this, here you will get an LCM of 6. So 3 minus 2. Here also you will get an LCM of 6. So it is 2 minus 2. And here also you will get an LCM 6. And here you will get 1 minus 2. Fine. And it is 1/6. It is 0. And it is minus 1/6. So here we can see that Asha is sacrificing, whereas Disha is gaining. Why? Because Disha's, here the calculation is in minus, it is negative. So reverse of sacrificing ratio is gaining. So it has gained. Now we should know that what amount, who will be debited and who will be credited, because we have to pass a journal entry. So whomsoever has sacrificed, capital account is to be credited, and whomsoever has gained, capital account is to be debited. Actually, we are increasing the capital account by crediting it, and we are decreasing the capital account of the person who has gained in the new profit sharing ratio. So these two capital accounts will be there in the journal entry. Whereas for Nisha, because Nisha is receiving the same amount of profit or the same proportion of profit, and therefore neither is she gaining nor is she sacrificing. So it will not be affected. And when the capital accounts are fixed, then such journal entry will be passed by opening current accounts. But if the capital accounts are fluctuating, then the capital accounts will be opened to pass the journal entry for goodwill. So Disha's capital account debited. To sacrificer Asha. Now, what will be the amount? Because the value of goodwill is given to us, therefore 18,000 multiplied by 1 by 6. And here also 18,000 multiplied by 1 by 6. So this proportion only will be the effect in the journal entry. So it is 3,000 rupees. Being treatment of goodwill. Because Asha has sacrificed and therefore her capital account is increased by the amount of goodwill, proportionate goodwill. Whereas Disha has gained and therefore her capital account is debited. There is one more way to calculate this amount, 3,000 rupees. Let us see that also. So directly we will calculate the amount here by old ratio and new ratio. We will subtract this. Now first the value of goodwill 18,000 will be broken in old ratio and then it will be subtracted with new ratio. So when 18,000 rupees is broken in the ratio 3:2:1, Asha 9,000, then here it is 6,000 and here it is 3,000. This way it will be distributed. But when it is broken in the new ratio 1:1:1, it is 6,000 rupees each. Now you compare, subtract it. Now here it is 3,000 rupees, here it is nil, and here it is minus 3,000 rupees. So whenever you have arranged it in this way, old ratio minus new ratio, and a positive amount is coming, then credited. And when minus sign is coming, it is to be debited. So this is the same journal entry which we have passed here. So this way also a quick way you can calculate. So either way, whatever way or whatever method you are comfortable with, you should master in that. And it is good that you learn both the things. Now let us see question number 7. X, Y, and Z are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 5:3:2. From 1st April 2023, they decided to share profits and losses equally. The partnership deed provides that in the event of any change in the profit sharing ratio, goodwill is to be valued at 2 years purchase of average profit of the preceding 5 years. The profit and losses of the preceding 5 years ended 31st March are 2019 rupees 70,000, 2020 rupees 75,000, 2021 rupees 55,000, 2022 rupees 35,000, and 2023 there is a loss of rupees 10,000. Calculate the value of goodwill and pass journal entry. So here in this question we have to calculate goodwill and then we have to pass the journal entry. Let us see the solution. Valuation of goodwill. 5 years profits are given to us and grand total here is rupees 2,25,000. And you see in the year 2023 there is a loss of rupees 10,000 which is shown in bracket. It means we have to subtract this. Fine. Totally here is this much. Now average profit. Average profit is equal to rupees 2,25,000 divided by 5 because 5 years profits is given to us and the amount is rupees 45,000. Now as per the question, goodwill is average profit multiplied by 2 years purchase. Fine. So the amount will be 45,000 multiplied by 2, which is equal to rupees 90,000. This 90,000 rupees is the goodwill for the firm. It is not individual partners' goodwill. It is the firm's goodwill. Fine. So we have to pass journal entry. Before that, we have to calculate sacrificing and gaining ratio. Fine. So let us calculate. For this, we are having old ratio and new ratio. So for partner X, old ratio is 5 by 10. You see, 5 by 10 minus 1 by 3. And for Y, it is 3 by 10 minus 1 by 3. And for partner Z, it is 2 by 10 minus 1 by 3. Now, when you solve this, you get LCM 30. Here it is 15 minus 10. Here also LCM 30. 9 minus 10. Here also LCM is 30. It is 6 minus 10. So 5 by 30 here, and it is minus 1 by 30, and it is minus 4 by 30. Fine. So minus sign, we are calculating sacrificing ratio. Sacrificing ratio is equal to old ratio minus new ratio. This is the formula we have applied, and it is coming in positive. So X has sacrificed, whereas minus means gain. They have gained. So for gaining, when they have gained, their capital account is to be debited. And who has sacrificed, his capital account is to be credited. Fine. With what amount? 90,000 is not the amount. 90,000 multiplied by the ratio. Fine. So let us pass the journal entry. So gaining partner's capital account will be debited. So Y and Z have gained, and therefore their capital account will be debited. So Y's capital account debited. Z also. Z's capital account debited. To sacrificing partner X. And what will be the amount? 90,000 is the value of goodwill. So 90,000 multiplied by these ratios which we have calculated. So for Y it is 1 by 30. So multiply it by 1 by 30. Again for 90,000, for Z it is 4 by 30. So 4 by 30. And for X it is 90,000 multiplied by 5 by 30. So these are the amounts which we have to write. Please do not write 90,000. It is the firm's goodwill, but proportionate amount of sacrifice and gain will result in journal entry. So it is 3,000 rupees, then 12,000 rupees and 15,000 rupees being treatment of goodwill. Now you can also do it by splitting the amount of goodwill rupees 90,000 in old ratio and new ratio and subtract it, as I have told you in question number 6. So that way also you can figure out the amounts and pass these journal entries. Now, question number 8. Ram, Lakshman and Bharat, who were sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 5:3:2, decide to share profits and losses equally with effect from 1st April 2023. Goodwill of the firm is valued at rupees 4,50,000. And goodwill is appearing in the books at rupees 75,000. Pass necessary journal entries to record the above change. Now here the new goodwill, because there is change in profit sharing ratio, and therefore it is time for the firm to calculate goodwill, fresh goodwill, and it is 4,50,000 freshly calculated goodwill. But the goodwill is already there in the books for rupees 75,000. It means rupees 75,000 worth goodwill is there in the balance sheet asset side of the firm. So what will we do when there are two goodwills given in the question? This is an old goodwill. We will call it old goodwill, and the recently calculated goodwill at the time of reconstitution of the firm is the new goodwill. So what will be the treatment of this? Let us see. Three partners are there, Ram, Lakshman and Bharat. And their old ratio is 5:3:2. This is the old ratio, old profit sharing ratio. And new profit sharing ratio is 1:1:1. Now, we have to calculate sacrificing or gaining ratio. For partner Ram, sacrificing ratio, old ratio, you see 5/10 minus new ratio 1/3. For Lakshman, old ratio is 3/10 minus new ratio is 1/3. And the last partner Bharat, 2/10 minus 1/3. Now calculate this, taking LCM, it is 30 in the denominator, 15 minus 10. Here it is 30, 9 minus 10. Like previous question, it is the same ratios are given here. It is 6 minus 10. You get, what do you get? 5/30. Here also minus 1/30. Here minus 4/30. Now, minus means it is, we are calculating sacrificing ratio and the answer has come in minus. It means it is gain. Gain. And a positive result is sacrifice. So those who have sacrificed, their capital account will be credited and gainers capital account will be debited. So in the journal entry, first we have to treat the old goodwill, and goodwill is already appearing in the books rupees 75,000. So what will we do? Existing goodwill is an asset, and asset means it is a debit balance shown in the books. So we will credit goodwill account and close it. So what will we debit? We will debit partner's capital account. So Ram's capital account debited. Lakshman, Bharat, to goodwill. So goodwill is now written off. Now amount is 75,000 rupees and it will be written off in old ratio. Your old goodwill will be treated in old profit sharing ratio, not in gaining ratio, not in sacrificing ratio or new ratio. Old goodwill has to be treated in old ratio, and old ratio is 5:3:2. So when you break rupees 75,000 in the ratio 5:3:2, you will get 37,500, 22,000 rupees, 22,500 and 15,000 rupees being goodwill written off in old ratio. Now the treatment of new goodwill or recently calculated goodwill. So those who have gained, their capital account will be debited. So Lakshman has gained. So Lakshman's capital account is debited. Bharat has also gained. To sacrificer Ram. Now, what is the recently new calculated goodwill is rupees 4,50,000. So 4,50,000 into the portion of profit they have gained or sacrificed. So Lakshman has gained 1/30th from the total profit. 1/30th. So we will multiply the value of goodwill with 1/30th. And Bharat has gained. So 4,50,000 is the value of goodwill, and Bharat's gain is 4/30th in the total profit. And Ram has sacrificed 4,50,000. Ram has sacrificed 5/30th. So this is how the treatment of goodwill is to be done. And you can see here that the value of sacrifice is the same as value of gain. Fine. 5 4, 1. It is 5, 5 both the sides, sacrifice and gain. Now you will write the amount. 15,000 rupees, rupees 60,000 and rupees 75,000. Now these two 75,000 are these two different things. This is the old goodwill and this is the proportion of the new goodwill, and that also in sacrificing and gaining ratio. So don't be mistaken that the same old goodwill is treated here. No, it is the portion of new goodwill. You should understand this being treatment of goodwill. In sacrificing ratio or gaining ratio as we have calculated. So this is how the journal entries are to be made. Now let us see question number 9. A and B are partners in a firm sharing profits in the ratio of 2:1. They decide that with effect from 1st April 2022, they would share profits in the ratio of 3:2. So the profit sharing ratio has changed, and this gives a chance for the firm to calculate goodwill and make accounting treatment for goodwill. But this decision was taken after the profit for the year ended 31st March 2023 of rupees 90,000 was distributed in old profit sharing ratio. So the profit for the year is distributed in the old ratio. So we needed to correct it in new ratio. And then firm's goodwill was valued on the basis of aggregate of 2 years profit preceding the date decision became effective. So goodwill has to be calculated here. And profits for the year ended 31st March 2021 and 22 were rupees 60,000 and rupees 75,000 respectively. Capital accounts of the partners as at 31st March 2023 stood at rupees 1,50,000 for A and rupees 90,000 for B. Pass necessary journal entries and prepare partners' capital account. So let us see the solution. So solution 9, there are two partners A and B and their old ratio is 2:1. This is the old ratio. And the new ratio is 3:2. Because there is treatment of goodwill, let us calculate sacrificing and gaining ratio first. For partner A, old ratio is 2/3 minus new ratio is 3/5. For B, it is 1/3 minus 2/5. So definitely one partner will gain and the other partner will sacrifice the same. LCM is 15. 5 into 2 is 10. 3 into 3 is 9. And here also LCM is 15. 5 into 1 is 5. And 3 into 2 is 6. So here it is 1/15 and here it is minus 1/15. So one partner is gaining, the other partner is sacrificing. So positive is sacrifice and negative is gain, that we understand. Now the value of goodwill. Goodwill is the aggregate of, means sum total of 2 years profits, which is given, it is 60,000 first year's profit and rupees 75,000. So aggregate of this is 1,35,000 rupees is the total goodwill of the firm, and its effect is to be done by opening current capital account in sacrificing and gaining ratio to the partners. Now let us see the adjustment table for a wrong distribution of current year's profit rupees 90,000. So this 90,000 was supposed to be distributed in their new profit sharing ratio, which is 3:2. But this 90,000 has been wrongly distributed to the partners in their old ratio, that is 2:1. So we will come, because it has already been given to the partners in the ratio 2:1, that is 60,000 rupees is paid to A and 30,000 rupees to B. 90,000 rupees current year's profit, which was supposed to be paid in the ratio 3:2. So 54,000 rupees is the correct distribution for A and 36,000 rupees is the distribution for B, this 90,000. So this has already been granted to them. Now, when we compare this, A was supposed to get 54,000 and has got 60,000. So the difference is how much? The difference is of rupees 6,000 in negative. Here also the difference is of rupees 6,000, but it is in positive. So was supposed to get less and has been given more. It means the capital account has to be debited, and the positive ones capital account has to be credited. So this is what we have learned in past adjustment also, and this question comprises of past adjustment too. So now we will record it in journal entry for past adjustment. A's capital account will be debited. A's capital account debited with rupees 6,000 as we have calculated to B's capital account rupees 6,000. So A received more and now it is reverted, and B was receiving less, now it is allowed to him, being past adjustment. Now for the treatment of goodwill. Here B's capital account will be debited because B has gained in the change in profit sharing ratio, and amount of goodwill is rupees 1,35,000 and B's gain is 1/15th of the total profit, so rupees 9,000. And A's capital account will be credited with the same amount, because here also 1,35,000 into 1/15. A has sacrificed, being treatment of goodwill. Now let us see partner's capital account. Buy balance brought down is given in the last sentence. It is 1,50,000 and rupees 90,000, and it is after wrong distribution of profits, current year's profits, which are wrongly distributed in old ratio. But now we will pass the journal entry for correcting the wrong distribution of profit, in which case A's capital account is debited. So we will debit A's capital account with rupees 6,000 and to B's capital account. It means the money is now shifted to B's capital account, and here we will write by A's capital account. B is receiving rupees 6,000 rupees from A's capital account. That is the thing. And now for treatment of goodwill is reverse. So B is the gainer, so B's capital account will be debited. So here we will write to A's capital account. A sum of money rupees 9,000 will be shifted from B's capital account to A's capital account. That is all. Now we will close it. There is a credit balance, balancing figure 1,53,000. This is the new capital balance for A, and for B 96,000. Okay, it is 87,000. So this is how the new capital balances are calculated. I hope that you have watched the full video and you have understood the concept very well. Despite this, if you have any doubt related to the topic, you can put it in the comment section. Thank you for liking, subscribing and sharing this channel. Thank you for watching this video.